part 3. Alright, just a quick little fix. You don't need to do this, but it looks really nice. See? Alright, so now these buttons, our cursor should go like a link, you know, a link hand. So let's go ahead and do that. Do that like this. Href and it goes nowhere, so pound sign and then close. And then same thing for the down button. Save it. See? The shit works. But they don't do anything, right? It's not good. They should do something. So come back to your text editor. And we need to do some jQuery. So in the head of your file, I'm actually going to copy and paste this code here. This is the Google hosted jQuery library. You could find it by googling jQuery, something like that. So now for some JavaScript we need to do a little platform for that. Right, now I always work within document array. Very proper. So let's actually give these IDs so we can manage them better. This will be vote up. This will be vote down. So when someone clicks it, either of these, let's specify that. Vote up, vote down. What is wrong with me? Oh, fuck. Click. Alright. So now, when somebody clicks this, we're going to send some data off to another page. And that other page is going to process all this data into the database and update the score and all that fancy stuff. So the first thing we need to pass is whether or not this person clicked up or down. So let's say if the attribute ID is vote up, then let's make this variable. The variable vote is up. So now we know if someone clicked the up arrow, we're going to pass that information along. Else, this could just be for vote equals down. Now, we need to pass some other data. We need to pass the ID of this page, or the ID of this article. So we need to output that somewhere, because right now the browser, aka JavaScript, has no way to access it or read it, so we need to output it like this. Echo input type hidden, so no one will say it. Let's give it an ID so we can refer to it. Hidden ID value equals row ID. Then close it. Did I do that right? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes, okay. Okay, cool. So now, the browser, we can get the ID with hidden ID. So, after we calculate what they've clicked, say variable, the ID is in that hidden field which has the ID, hidden ID. No, it's the value. So the other thing we need to pass along to our processing page is the IP address, because that is what is in our database, remember? Right. So let's just actually copy this, paste it, output hidden variables. All we need to change is this right here, hidden ID. Let's change it hidden IP. And did we call the IP? No, we didn't. So the way you get an IP is server remote underscore address. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So now that's hidden IP. So copy this here. Now variable IP is that hidden IP. Save it. Now let's just for testing purposes do this. Vote. Let's alert the vote, the ID, and IP just to see if this is working. Save it. So click up. So we clicked up. The ID is 2, that's right. And that's the local IP. So that's working. So I raised that. Now we need to utilize one of the best functions of jQuery, which is Ajax, an Ajax request. If you're not familiar with Ajax, well, you should. And this is how you do that. Ajax, like that. So the URL we're gonna send this data to, we'll call it, we haven't made it yet, but we will. We'll call process vote.php. The data, we're gonna send out IP, that's associated with IP, the variable, and then ID, and then vote. Vote. As simple, really. Type is post, and on the success, we'll create this function. What am I doing here? What the fuck? We'll say HTML data. On this page, we're gonna, whatever happens once we process the vote, we're gonna echo the vote. So we need something to output the vote into. We have this right here, score, remember? It's in a span ID called score. So we'll say, inside of score, put whatever the output is on this page. And that's about it. Actually, let's just for good measure, if it's not null, then we'll echo it. And now let's just see if this worked. Alert, okay, save, come back. We should get an alert if everything worked. Oh, you know what, it's not gonna work actually because we haven't made this page. So let's do that next. Oi.